name is Tori if you're new here, and today we are going to do 4 easy sheet pan dinners. I'm super excited for this video because these are my favorite types of dinner. They are super quick to prepare and it is an easy cleanup. I also like sheet pan dinners because I myself can eat my meatless meal and my husband can eat his meat and it can all still be on the same tray. So that is super awesome. As always, I will have the recipes written out in the description below. And if you enjoy videos like this, please make sure to share it, like it, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. It would mean the world to me. You can find us on Instagram, mountainmammaliving.com, or Facebook. And you can tune in there to give your opinion on what videos we are going to do in the upcoming weeks. I do a lot of polls on there so you can vote on which one you'd rather see. So I definitely encourage you to go over and follow us there. And without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, for this recipe, veggie-wise, you're going to need some spaghetti squash, a white onion, a pepper, and 3 garlic cloves, some broccoli, and then I just put this rice over here. I'm going to serve mine over rice with a red pepper cream sauce, and then I'm going to include some chicken in mine. For my son, if you were here for last week's video, you know he loves meatballs, so he'll just have his meatballs on the side. But right now I have 2 frozen chicken breasts on a sheet pan lined with parchment paper, and I'm going to set my oven at 400 and I'm going to pop these veggies into the oven for about 45 minutes.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling down.
So now I'm just spreading some olive oil and garlic onto my spaghetti squash, and then I flip those spaghetti squashes upside down and it kind of creates a little vent inside and heats up the spaghetti squash, just in case you didn't know how to do that.
Jumping from cliffs so high, trusting our wings to fly. Sometimes we're crashing down, but we get up and start from the ground. Okay, so for the cream sauce, you are going to need some cheddar cheese. This is just a half of a block. You're going to need cream cheese. That's another half of a block. This is a 1/4 stick of butter, and you can use half and half, but there's a lot of dairy going on here, so we just are going to use oat milk. It produces the same type of consistency in my opinion. And then I'm going to use some garlic powder and some Italian seasoning, and that all goes in the pot together. So the cream cheese, butter, and milk all go in the pot together, and the cheese gets melted in. Okay, first in the pot is going to be the butter and the cream cheese. They've been at room temperature for about an hour or so. And I'm going to turn my burner to medium heat, and then I just add my oat milk right to it. And we're going to add a full cup of oat milk. And then I'm going to add my spices as well. So just 2 pinches of Italian seasoning. If you're new here, I don't really measure, so I'm trying to get these measurements out for you. I don't really get these recipes anywhere online. I just kind kind of throw things together. Things that I've had at restaurants that might be good together, but that's all in the pot. I'm gonna let that melt down, and then I will add my cheese to melt it all together. And this sauce just goes right on top of all your veggies that you just cooked.
If I never figure out where the road goes, even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling down. Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, yeah.
As you can see, I served mine on a bed of white rice and my husband's with the chicken, and then I drizzled that sauce on top. It was super delicious and I highly recommend this one.
Sky is falling down.
Night number 2, we had Philly cheesesteak sheet pans. As you know, I do not eat steak, so I'm going to show you how to make a tofu version of steak. Tofu is tofu, so it's not going to taste just like the steak that you're making, but it's going to have a smoky, kind of salty taste to it. So in my book, it was a win, and let's get into it. Right now you're watching me press my tofu. If you're new to the tofu world, your tofu is set in water unless you get a different version. And I always get the extra firm. I suggest getting that if you're new to it. And what you want to do is press something heavy on top of your tofu and get all of that water out, because you want your marinade to be soaked into the tofu. The great thing about tofu is it really just takes on whatever flavor you give it. So we're going to marinate it with some soy sauce, liquid smoke, little garlic, salt, a little onion powder, and pepper. And then sometimes I like to add a little bit of maple syrup. I'm not going to do it this time, but that's a good one to do for like a tofu bacon. I really hope you enjoy this one.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. We don't need no more. Even in the hard times, you and I can weather any storm. Before I sleep, hear the crickets, see the moon.
Now you are going to set down your flank steak and make sure your tofu is not on top of each other. And you're going to put your peppers and onions on top of your flank steak and your tofu. This really helps with not having your meat dry out in the oven, which a lot of you I'm sure were worried about with this recipe. I have a few tricks to show you on how to not let your meat dry out. We're going to also put a pan on top of this, and it really creates a steam on the inside, and it gives you a nice tender steak. So I took my buns and put them in the oven on top of that pan at about 30 minutes, and then it toasted my buns for me. So it's kind of like a 2-sheet pan dinner, but I topped mine with some melted cheese, and you all need to settle a debate for me. I like my sandwiches in the garden is what we called it. If you did not know, I am from Pennsylvania, so a Philly cheesesteak is true to my heart here. But in the garden just means lettuce, tomato, and onion, and then a little bit of mayo. And I like my sandwiches like that. My husband likes his with marinara sauce, so let us know which one you like down below.
Side by side and through. No limit to what we can do.
Night number 3, we had a barbecue pork and veggies bowl. So I used pineapples, sweet potato, red onion, Brussels sprouts, and then I marinated my pork in barbecue sauce and ranch, just half and half, and I served mine over white rice with a little bit of green onion.
Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. You and I, the future is bright.
I started out by dicing all of my veggies, and then I put them in a bowl with some olive oil. I threw in half a can of those pineapples. I rinsed them before I did so, and then I put in the Brussels sprouts, and I also added a little bit of soy sauce. That is optional, but that's what I chose to do for mine.
We don't need no more. Even in the hard times, you and I can weather any storm.
I diced my pork up into small little bits, and I marinated it with a half a cup of barbecue sauce and a half a cup of ranch. You're definitely going to need to adjust those measurements if you're making more than this, but that fed just my husband, so he eats for about 5, so if that helps you. This went into the oven on 400 for about 45 minutes. I served mine over rice, and this was another good recipe. I definitely am going to use this weekly.
It goes round and round in circles, but I'm still on the ground. It's a dizzying day. Get away. It's getting real dark in here. Feels like I've been here.
Alrighty, the last and final meal is going to be salmon and veggies. I served it with this lemon pepper marinade, and I always use dill, lemon, and butter for my salmon. I served it alongside of some scalloped potatoes and some butter bread.
I got the curtains up. I guess it would be nice if you could interrupt. It's a day like this. It's a day I really would have missed. It's getting real dark in here. Feels like
right, this is going to conclude today's video. I really hope you enjoyed the content. Please let me know if you make any of these recipes and tell me below in the comments which one was your favorite. I will see you next time. Bye.